you. Preparing for live stream, and now we are live sa ating Facebook group page. So we are going to tackle about methods of electrostatic charging. So in this unit, we'll be focusing on electrically charged particles together with their interactions. So yes, this topic also, this is the introductory part of the study about electromagnetism, electricity, then magnetism, by examining the nature of electric charge and how they are transferred from one material to another. But expect class na dili ta makaabot og magnetism, no, because we don't have enough time. Again, hindi tayo makakaabot ng magnetism, no, because again, kulang na tayo sa oras. And para small din yung coverage niyo sa yung exam, at saka also para dili pud mo kaayo mabomba dili kay heavy. Dili kay heavy inyong final exam sa ako. So gamay lang nga topic ang atong ma-discuss this quarter. So have you ever got electrostatically shocked when you touch a cold metal bar in a mall? Kanagong mag-agdaan kayo ng stairs, then parang accidentally lang nga maana ninyo yung hand ninyo, di ba maka-feel mo kurente ba gamay? I don't know if naka-experience mo na, because yeah, I've been experiencing that one many times, especially SM Echo, yeah. Sa Briza, wala man kay stairs dito. Sa G Mall, dili kay nako ma-feel ang sa G Mall, kay escalator. Pero sa ano man gud sa SM kay naga-stairs mo ko usually, but there are cases, no, maanaan lang nako gamay sa kong arm, no, ang kanang metal bar niya mura siyang mo kuryente. Now also, this is how do you pronounce this one? Van de Graaff. Yeah, I've seen this one no kanang sa mga science fair o sa science centrum, di ba na sa Davao. Tong pangit dud na kaayong charot na ba. Di ba? I've seen this one sa una, but karon kay wala na. Makamingaw ang science fair, no? Nani mga ingani sa science fair jud. Di ba pag i-hold mo na siya, mo taas yung buhok, especially sa girls, mas ma-emphasize mangud sa girls kay long hair ba sila. Long hair ba mo, no? So, mas matanaw kung nitindog ba siya o wala. Ngano mo tindog? What's the reason? Next. Have you ever wondered what causes lighting? Lightning. What causes lightning? Lightning. By the way, I do hope alam na ninyo no sa yung physics, what's the main reason nga nung mas mauna ang kilat kesa dalugdog? Okay, I hope that's basic. Oo, mo graduate mo senior, dapat kabalo mo ana. Because the light travels faster than the sound. Mura din ang explanation. Nganong mas mauna ang kilat kesa dalugdog, di ba? Pag mo kilat tapos mga pila pa ka seconds dira pa maabot si dalugdog, di ba yung kulog ng because again ang basic explanation, the light travels faster than the sound. Mora na, I do hope kanang mo graduate mo senior high kabalo mo ana, pangutan mo mabot og college ba basig maka-encounter mo ana. Okay, I do hope again because light travels faster than the sound. Mora din yung basic explanation. The electrical shock, the hair strands repelling one another in the Van de Graaff generator, and the production of lightning results from the movement of electrical charges. This lesson discusses the nature of electrical charge and how they are transferred from one another to another. So what are the learning objectives this morning? At the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify the two types of charges. You have the positive charge at the negative charge. Also, predict charge distributions and the resulting attraction or repulsion. In a system of charge, we have insulators or conductors. And lastly, explain how charging by rubbing and charging by induction takes place. And lastly, state the law of conservation of charge. Let's define what is static electricity first. Static electricity, or when we say static electricity, electricity at rest. It is produced when there is an imbalance of electrical charges. When we say electricity, it comes from the Greek word electron, which means amber. And take note, an amber is able to produce static electricity when rubbed with a cloth. Now, electrostatics is the interaction of charges when they are stationary or at rest. And it is crucial to understand electricity and magnetism. So that is electrostatics. And electric charge is a fundamental property of matter that is carried by elementary or subparticles. We have Benjamin, dili sa marapon ha. Benjamin bagyapon ka, Frank? Di ba? Benjamin. Okay, dili kuha. Dili kuha ang pangalan ni Frank. Okay. Benjamin Franklin, he carried out the famous experiments involving kites, flying kites during thunderstorm, which led to the discovery of electric charge. And he also named the charge on the glass rod rubbed in a silk as positive electricity. And also we have Franklin also discovered that the charged conducting sphere has no electric field inside. Also, Benjamin Franklin used the notation positive and negative to describe charges, which is yan yung ginagamit natin ngayon. Okay, it was Benjamin Franklin who give us the idea or the notations of positive at saka negative charges. Also, we have J.J. Thomson. Are you familiar with this? No, I mean, pati ito si Ernest Rutherford sa yung chemistry, di ba? They explain how atom was formed ba yun? I forgot. Yeah, sa yung chemistry na siya mga tao. It was in 1897. I don't know what's the first name of J.J. Thomson. Basta J.J. lang yung alam ko. J.J. Thomson. So, J.J. Thomson discovered the presence of electrons. Woo! Issue lagi na Eliza, charot lang. Okay, J.J. Thomson discovered the presence of electrons. And because of the experiments he had conducted, it was found out that all electrons present in every atom have the same charge. As for J.J. Thomson, he discovered the negatively charged particles also known as electrons. Meanwhile, Ernest Rutherford experiment, of course, yung mga scientists, kay wala sila love life, wala sila lingaw, sige experiment. Yeah. Ernest Rutherford, he experimented and showed that atoms also contains protons. Okay? Opposite charge of an electron. Kung si J.J. Thomson, he discovered negatively charged, which is called as electrons. Ernest Rutherford, he discovered the positively charged, which is known as protons. And take note, charges are measured in coulombs. That's capital letter C. That's the unit for charges, coulombs. Now, in your chemistry na lesson, kung naamo ano yung lesson, I don't know what model is this, but if this is the nucleus, inside the nucleus, you have the proton at saka the neutron. The neutron neutron is neutral. Tama, di ba? The neutron is neutral. The positive there is the proton inside the nucleus. Then outside, di ba? Outside dira is mga electrons, di ba? Electrons is the negative charge. Tama? Electrons is the negative charge. Depende sa element. Because may mga elements, each element has its own corresponding number of electrons per orbit. Nana siya. Yeah, kaninong atomic model ito, Franz? Kang Niels Bohr's model, tama ba? I don't know if hindi ako sure kung ka Niels Bohr ba ito. Kang JJ din eh. Okay, sorry. Kay JJ daw. So, nani mga electrons dire, may mga electrons dire. And take note ha, the number of electrons outside sa orbit niya, no, kay magdepende siya sa elements. Okay, I do hope gitudluan mo sa inyong chemistry and mag-drawing. Okay, na-remember pa na ako ang lesson na mo sa grade 9, third high school na ako nag-drawing ni. Pila ka bok electrons. Kadawang sige, ay sa electronic configuration. Yeah, mag-base siya sa electronic configuration, no? With ang pag-drawing ani niya. So yung 1s2, 2s2, kabalo mo anak sa yung chemistry? Sila ka ba? Nakalimutan sila electronic configuration. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nata ako na rin nag-chemistry. Why? Di ba, dili ko how og chem, no? Ang kung ma-remember lang nga lesson sa chem kay stoichiometry. Mara tong last part ko ma-remember nga lesson. Hindi na ako kaya ang higher. Okay, sige. So, again ha, please review your lesson about this one because ma-relate ang atong lesson sa yung lesson niyo sa chemistry sa atong lesson this morning. Now, we have these spheres, no? Two spheres. Isang sphere is isang sphere is positive charge. Isang sphere is negative charge. Take note of this one. Experiments show that positively charged objects are attracted to negatively charged objects. Diba? Opposite attracts. Tama? Opposite charges attract. One of the best example na ako mahatag dyan isang magnet. Nakatry na mo sa magnet, di ba? Ang magnet kaya positive o negative charge, di ba? Ang magnet. Kung ang positive o negative charge, imo siyang ipilit, di ba mo attract sila each other sa magnet. But if both sila positive at saka positive yung magnet, they will repel. Okay, there will be a repulsion if like charges, no? The same sila. Kaya nga opposite charges or unlike charges attract, like charges repel. Again, opposite charges attract, like charges repel. Now, an attraction between charge and charged objects is still possible through charge separation in the uncharged object. So let me give you a diagram about charge separation. This one. Containing a neutral sphere containing the same positive at saka negative charges. There will be charge separation happen, no? When an external charge sphere is placed near the neutral sphere. So ito yung ano natin, yung neutral sphere natin. What if there is a sphere, negatively charged sphere, no? Ito. There will be a charge separation na mangyayari. Note, the given figure, electrons in the neutral sphere, yung may nakalagay na neutral ha, again, yung may nakalagay na neutral, that's the neutral sphere. Electrons in the neutral sphere are closer, or attracted to the positive sphere and moves it towards it. So the electrons are already closer to the positive charge and they will attract, no? The overall force of these two spheres increases with a decreased distance. Again, ha? The force between two charges increases with a decrease in distance. We have also conductors and insulators. So we will relate this lesson sa ating previous discussion about heat. Okay? Naka-remember pa mo yung tatlong the three conductors of electricity, yung three best conductors of electricity. Sino yung mauna? Nakalimot ko sa arrangement but I know we have silver, gold, and copper. Yeah, silver, gold, and copper, no, tatlo yun sila. But sino yung pinaka yung best talaga sa tatlo? Okay, sino pinaka thank you, silver. Yeah. So, akong pagkabalo sa arrangement, una si silver. silver is the best conductor of electricity. We have next is gold, then copper. Take note, nganong copper ang ginagamit sa ating mga electric cooperative? It's because copper is less expensive than silver. Musugot mo, silver ato ang mga wirings, yung mahurot pang kawaton. Di ba? Kaya nga, mas barato kasi, no? Mas mura yung copper compared to silver. Kaya nga, electric cooperatives, they tend to use copper wires than silver. Okay? But again, among the three, silver is the best conductor of electricity. Now, we also have insulators. Insulators, what are the things, no, that are good insulators? Okay? Anyone, mga good insulators? Tama yung mga, remember? Sa yung previous lesson about heat? Similar lang silang situation. What are the good insulators? We have what? Kalimot na mo? Yes, pwede glass. Wood, yeah, that's correct. Wood. Napaisa. Rubber or plastic. Yeah, that's correct. Rubber or plastic. Kaya nga, class, kung napansin ninyo, class, kung napansin ninyo ang if meron kayong wire, good, tapos nag-isi yung wire, ano yung ginagamit natin para pantapak sa na wire, na nag-isi na wire? Ano yung ginagamit natin? We have the tape na katumblak. Crystal ba tape? Yeah, electrical tape. Yeah, that's correct. Di ba, the electrical tape is rubberized, tama, di ba? Pilit siya, it's a rubberized because take note, kung ginagamit natin sa pangtapak natin, di naman ito makurentihan nato because it's rubber. Then also, class, ato mga lineman, yung mga nag-cut-cut sa mga poste ng kuryente, the gloves they have, we have these rubberized gloves. Of course, tama, it's very dangerous. Lisod na kung makurentihan, di na mabuntis. Di na makabuntis. O, sabaw, mamamatay, di ba? Lisod na. So, they use rubberized materials, especially holding wires because take note, grabe ang voltage ng wires na to. So, they are very careful and also pinag-aralan na nila. And ano pa? Nakatry na mo kanang sa lighter gani. Lighter kanang di ba? Sir, wala man kaya lighter siya kaya wala may gayos. I mean, yeah. Yung lighter ba, yung basta ganun, 'di ba? Yan yung uso noon, ginatanggal yung may kuryente sa lighter, 'di ba? Then ginagawa siyang ginamake fun sa mga bata, ginakuryente yung class. But of course, mag-produce ba siyang kuryente, 'di ba? And yeah, mahadlok ug na. And kaya nga asa pa? So, mga insulators. Wala ko kabalong si teaser. Was it teaser or buzzer? Okay, anyways. So let me discuss these insulators and conductors, no? So again, there are two types of materials based on the ability of the object to let electrons move through it. Si conductors are materials that permit the electric charge to move easily from one region to another. Okay, there will be easy movement of electrons, no? Easy movement of the electrical charge, rather, from one region to another region if the material is a good conductor. Meanwhile, the insulators, these are things that do not let this happen. I mean, these are things that do not permit the electric charge to move easily from one region to other material. Okay, again ha? Si insulators do not permit electric charge to move easily from one region to another. However, conductors, these materials permit the electric charge to move easily. Kaya nga, dili kita makurentihan, di ba, pag we will use insulators na mga things. Di kita makurentihan, ana. Based also on the figure, the presence of the charge rod, yung ano ba yung may triangle, yung may rectangle sa gitna, god. That's the presence of the charge rod does not affect the arrangement of the charges in an insulator. Tanawa. This is the charge rod, example tayo. Okay? Pag imo siyang i-ano sa conductors, the arrangement varies. Pagdating natin sa insulators, wala, dili siya maapektuhan. Okay? Dili maapektuhan ang ato ang arrangement sa ating mga charged particles sa insulators because again, dili man sa insulators hindi hindi hahayaan ng insulator na merong electric charge na makapasok. Okay? Okay? Kaya nga from the definition kanina, insulators do not permit electric charge to move easily. Next. Ito yung kanina, yung ginawa ko kanina. The structure of the atom. So atoms are made up of 3 subatomic particles, namely electrons, protons, and neutrons. I do hope aware na mo, no? So the 3 subatomic particles, we have electrons, protons, and neutrons. And take note, protons and electrons, they are positively and negatively charged respectively. Si electrons, negatively charged. Si protons, positively charged. Meanwhile, neutrons are neutral. Neither positive nor negative. Again, neutrons are neutral, neither positive nor negative. Take note also that protons and neutrons are densely concentrated in a very small point in the atom. Kaya nga, this is the nucleus, no? As you can see, this is the nucleus. Inside the nucleus of an atom, we have the neutron. Neutron is the color violet. And the positive charge is the proton. Okay, I do hope naka-remember pa mo aning lesson sa inyong chemistry. And lastly, ito. I do hope naka-remember mo ani. The number of protons determines the element's atomic number. Tama ko? Ilan yung number of protons? That's the atomic number of an element. Remember niyo na nga lesson? Sa chem? Ay? Ba? Pag-correct ko, basig mali ko ha, basig mali ko. Basta, yan yung na-remember ko, the number of protons, I mean, kung ilan yung number of protons mo, that's the number of, that's the atomic number. Sige? Wait lang ha. Next. Take note of this one. Take note of this one also. Electrons can easily jump from one material to another. Again, electrons can easily jump from one material to another. Thus, electron charges, thus, electron are charge carriers. Again, electrons are charge carriers. Di ba sa inyong lesson about chemical bonding, di ba malagpot-lagpot ang number of electrons, di ba? Yung sa chemical bonding ninyo, na lesson. Also, net charge. An object's net charge is the sum of the number of electrons and protons. Electrons and protons. Okay. This is neutral, no? Because as you can see, the same lang yung number ng protons at saka electrons niyo. Again, this is neutral again because the numbers of protons and neutrons are equal. Sa negatively charged, mas marami yung negative charge. I mean, mas marami yung electrons. Again ha, sa negatively charged, mas marami yung electrons. Sa positively charged, mas marami ang protons. Tingnan ninyo class, okay? Di ba? Dire tatlong electrons, 2, 4, 6, 6 ang protons. Ito naman, 2, 4, 6, 6 ang electrons, 4 yung protons. Di ba? That's the explanation of negatively charged, the number of electrons and protons, no? At saka positively charged, mas marami yung protons here. Sorry. Hindi, ano man ko, subawan. Charging by friction. So electrons are transferred when objects are rubbed against one another. Nakatry na mo anak class during your elementary days. Kanang ano class? Kanang kuha kayo ng papel, yung ginaano yung papel god, yung basta konti lang na amount ng papel, roll ninyo. Then, kuha kayo ng ball pen, i-rub ninyo yung ball pen ninyo sa hair. Then, pagkatapos nyo mag-rub, i-direct nyo siya sa papel. Di ba nag-move yung papel, di ba? Naka-experience na mo, ana? Kung wala, pangit yung childhood. Charot. Wait, nasa ko I've learned that one pag grade 4. Yeah, we've been doing that one during our grade 4 at saka grade 5, no? I don't know, siya, wala may kabalo na electricity dito na lesson, no? Anong pagkabalo? Dula lang to siya. dula lang to siya. So now, we have this one. We have fur. Fur, ang pronounce fur. And plastic. So fur and plastic is both negatively charged. So upon rubbing with fur, the two plastic rods repel each other because the fur and plastic are both negatively charged. So of course, if i-rub ang dalawa, they will repel because in the first place, they have the same charges. Diba? They have the same charge rather. They are both negatively charged. Meanwhile, upon rubbing with silk at saka two glass rods, based on this example, the silk and the glass rods are both positively charged. If you are going to rub both of them, okay, there will be friction, but they will repel. Again, they will repel because they are both positively charged. However, if you are going to rub the fur at saka the plastic rod at saka yung glass rod, they will attract because the two things have opposite charges, so they will attract, no? Again, opposite charges will attract. Also, if you mong i-rub ang plastic rod to fur, also with glass rod to silk, yeah, they will attract also, no? Because again, they have opposite charges. I-try daw na ako kung effective pa ba yung yung wala nang good ko dili nyo makita, no? Yung ginagawa ko namin elementary, kuha ka ng papel, tapos roll mo siya ng sobrang, i-try nyo yung balay daw. Kung naamoy papel dira, kuha kayo ng papel, then i-roll nyo sobrang liit, and then, kuha kayo ng ball pen, then rub your ball pen sa hair, ganun. Di ba there will be friction, di ba? Pag ganito may friction na mangyayari, static friction. Then pagkatapos i-rub lang siya ng i-rub, then pagkatapos i-ano mo siya sa katong papel kanina. Wala siya naliho. The explanation is, explanation mulihok siya because hindi siya mapilit mag-move siya because they will they have the same charge, no? Agad your ball pen here at saka yung dito sa papel, mulihok yung papel, no? Because they will repel. Okay? Na-repulsion na mangyayari because mag-movement siya. Kung nipilit sa diretso class, kung nipilit siya, that means opposite ang charges niya. Pero sa pag iano mo sa class, yung ganito, ma-move yung papel, that means they have the same charge, so they will repel each other. That's the explanation. Okay, so much for this. Yeah. We have also this one, the chemical property of an atom to attract electrons itself is what we call electron affinity. Itong graph dito, itong color red and blue, this is a triboelectric series ranks material based on their tendency to acquire charge. The triboelectric series, or also called as the electronegativity scale, is based on their tendency to acquire charges. Now, take note of this one. Please take note of this one. The higher the electron affinity of an object, the higher the electron affinity of an object, the greater its tendency to attract electrons. Again, the higher the electron affinity of an object, the greater its tendency to attract electrons. Take note, a plastic has a higher electron affinity than fur and silk. Again, a plastic has a higher electron affinity than fur and silk than glass. Also, the lower the electron affinity, the lesser its tendency to attract electrons. Again, the lesser the electron affinity of an object, mali akong verb. Mali akong adjective rather. The lower the electron affinity of an object, the lesser its tendency to attract electrons. So please take note of that one. So next. Charging by conduction, so also known as charging by contact. So a charged object is attached to a conductor. So we have this one, a neutral sphere. So note, assume that the neutral sphere is a good conductor of electricity. So if meron tayong negatively charged rod, ito, itong color red, itong triangle, if meron tayong negatively charged rod, so the separation of charges takes place. So upon the contact, electrons are transferred from negatively charged to the neutral sphere. Again ha, please take note of this one ha. Kung negative ang charge ng rod, if negative yung charge ng rod, the nature of transfer of electron, again ha, the nature of the transfer of electron is from the rod to the sphere. Again, kung negatively charged yung rod, the nature of transfer of electron is from negatively charged rod to the neutral sphere, and after that one, both objects obtain negative charge. Kung negatively charged rod ang katapat niya. What if positively charged rod? Kung positively charged rod naman, the nature of the transfer of electrons is from the sphere to the positively charged rod. Baliktad siya kanina. Again na, baliktad siya kanina. So again, kung positively charged rod yung contact niya, the nature of the transfer of electron is from the sphere to the positively charged rod, and after that one, the both objects rather obtain a positive charge. Yung kanina, yung negatively charged, the nature of transfer is from the rod to sphere. Again ha, kung negatively charged, from the rod to sphere. Kung positively charged, baliktad, from the sphere to rod. Okay, so yan. So we have the charging by induction. Sana yun? Okay, charging by induction. So aside from charging by friction and charging by conduction, we also have charging by induction. So this is an indirect contact charge, no? I mean, yeah, objects can also be charged if they are not in contact. Again ha, objects can also be charged if they are not in contact, and that is by induction. Di ba? Iba yung lesson natin about conduction at saka induction. Yung conduction of heat kay katong direct transfer, di ba? Yung induction is hindi. Yung induction kay indirect kumbaga. So dito rin also sa electricity, charging by induction, these are objects that can also be charged if they are not in contact. So we have this method, what we call induction. So itong figure na gi-present ko, yung ABC, yan yung sample ng induction of heat. Induction, no? Charge of induction rather. So the diagram shows the process of how to charge an initial or neutral metal sphere through induction. First, let's have an uncharged metal ball. Yung color yellow, that's the insulating stand. So what if merong negatively charged rod? Okay? What if merong negatively charged rod? Of course, ang negatively charged rod will repel if negative yung ano niya. I mean, kung ipapilit siya sa may negative na zone, mag-attract siya or mag-induce siya, mag-attract or mag-induce siya if nasa sa positive. So the negative rod, on the other hand, stay at the opposite side of the rod since negative charges tend to repel each other. And what if there will be a ground, what do you call it, this one? A wire, no? A wire connected to the ground. A wire connected to the ground. So when a grounded wire is connected to the sphere, negative charge directly go to the ground. Again, when a grounded wire is connected to a sphere, negative charges go directly to the ground. And it leaves the positive charges behind. As the ground is disconnected and the rod is removed, the sphere is left as positively charged. Wait lang ha. Nakaano mo anang class? Nakapansin mo anang sa inyong balay kanagong saksakanan? Di ba nakakita mo sa saksakanan sa ato ang nga nay duha. Duha lang di ba? Nay duha or tulo. Nakapansin mo ana? Anyone? Kanagong nganong duha or tulo? Nganong naman yung tulo, sir? Okay? Okay. Let me explain about that tatlo. Okay, please listen ha. Nang tulo ka buk ano ba? Kanang sa tawagan na. Wala kay sample diri na tulo. Wait, ay ang aircon. Sige, wait. Sa kanan ng aircon ko, let me Kani siya. Wait lang ha, ipakita na ako sa inyo. Wait lang ha. Maklaro ko? Dili, sir. Wait lang ha. Kani, makita ninyo? Ito, di ba usually itong dalawa lang talaga, di ba? Itong dalawa lang talaga. Okay, wait lang, makita niyo, no? Okay. Kaning tulo na siya purpose. Okay? Kaning tulo, kasi tawag ha? Ang kaning nga plug is three, I don't know pag-pronounce pronged. I don't know how to pronounce but it's pronged. Basta, it's a three-pronged plug. Okay. Now, what's the purpose of this one? Okay, kaning siya kaning katulo. Usually manggod ginaputol ni siya kanirang duha ginagamit. Kaning ang tulo. But meron siya itong purpose. The purpose of that one is that, okay, this round prong, kay round ba ni siya na round, okay, it is a wire connected to the ground. Again, it is a wire connected to the ground. It helps, no, para dili magka-ground circuit, no? Again, meron talaga itong purpose para dili walay ground circuit na mangyayari. Okay, na siya purpose dyan. Hindi siya design lang. Na siya purpose. So itong wait lang ha. Ano pag explanation nito ha? Basta yan yung alam, yan lang yung alam ko. This round, no, this round prong man siyang tawag, basta prong or prang, sa prong. Okay? This is a wire connected to the ground. Okay? Makita niyo na sa inyong ref, sa inyong aircon, sa laptop na ako, duha naman ako laptop ko eh. Basta na siya purpose. Kaya nga it's not advisable. Yeah, it is not advisable to cut this one. Na may adapter. Pamalit mo adapter. Uy. But kung gagawa kayo ng bahay, kung gagawa talaga kayo ng bahay, dapat yung socket ninyo may ganito din, pang yung good for 3 na socket. Again ha, kung gagawa kayo ng bahay, you should have these 3 ganito ng mga socket, okay? Because it is di siya advisable jud na iputol ni siya or mag-adapter kay lisod na. But dili gud siya very dangerous, but iwas lang. Especially yung what if yung socket ninyo is not the main socket, no? Kasi pag malaki yung volt na needed for material, dapat yung socket ninyo is galing talaga sa main ang power, yung sa socket ninyo, main source. Okay, let's continue. Nibalik na ba sa PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Kanibalik na, no? Okay. Sige. Let's have the law of conservation of charge. This will be the last part of our lesson, no? The law of conservation of charge. It states that the algebraic sum of all the electric charges in any closed system is constant. So how many positive and negative charge are there? For the silk cloth, wait lang ha. So yung sa figure natin, no, for example, when you wrap a piece of plastic rod with fur, the rod becomes negatively charged at saka the fur becomes positively charged. And the rod gains negative charge and the fur acquires the same magnitude of the positive charge since it loses electrons. So please take note of this one. Wait lang ha. Wait lang ha, kalimut. Nakoy dapat i-mention ani. Okay, the positive charge, it loses electrons, okay? Pag ano gani, wait lang ha. Hanapin ko muna 'yun ha. Hanapin ko muna 'yun. Nato sa diri nakalimot kog discuss ani. This is very important, no. Hanapin ko muna 'yun na statement. Wait lang, hanapin ko talaga 'yun na statement ha. The electrons. Wait lang, asa na 'yun na statement? Basta may statement dapat 'yun. Okay, please listen to this one. Okay, nakita ko na. Please listen to this one. The material that has gained electrons is now negatively charged. Again ha, the material that has gained electrons is now negatively charged. And the material that lost electrons is positively charged. Again, please take this one. Nakalimot kong mention ani, no? The material that has gained electrons is now negatively charged, while the material that lost electrons is positively charged. So yan lang yung ginahanap ko, yung ibig kong sabihin. And to conclude, no, our lesson the first part of our lesson this morning, according to the law of conservation of charge, according to the law of conservation of charge, in any charging process, the charge is not created or destroyed. It is merely transferred from one body to another. Again, the charge is not created or destroyed. It is merely transferred from one body to another. So, yeah, that concludes our discussion the part 1 discussion this morning. So